So we're going to start with our asymptote. So the way I find the vertical asymptote is set the denominator equal to 0. And these have to be x equals a number. If you don't put the x equals, it's going to be wrong. You have to put the x equals. These are vertical lines. And you find this after you simplify. Your horizontal asymptote has 3 scenarios. So the first thing you're going to do is figure out what the highest exponent in the numerator is. That's your n. The highest exponent in the denominator, that's your m. If n is less than m, then your horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. If n is equal to m, then your horizontal asymptote is y equals the leading coefficient of your numerator over the leading coefficient of your denominator. And if n is greater than m, there is no horizontal asymptote. And we also do this after we simplify. And then your slant is if n is 1 more than m. And we divide, ignoring the remainder. And set it equal to y. It should be y equals mx plus b. Oh, and this guy, these need to be a y equals equation. So this is x equals, horizontal is y equals, slant is y equals. And again, that happens after we simplify. So there's 2 things you get from before you simplify. One is the domain, and the second would be if there's a hole, the x coordinate of your hole. Those are the only things you get before you simplify. After you simplify, everything else uses the new simplified function. Questions on any of that stuff? All right, then we got domain, zeros, and holes. So domain is setting the denominator not equal to 0. And we do this before you cancel anything out. And it's in interval notation. For zeros, you set your numerator equal to 0. Again, after you simplify. And we list these like x equals blank, comma, blank, comma, blank, like that. And the holes happen if cross out term or factor, I should say, factor in the denominator. Has to completely cancel out. So I can't have anything left. Like if I had x plus 3 to the first in my numerator, x plus 3 to the second in the denominator, then I'm only going to eliminate one of them. That does not mean there's a hole.
Do you only want us to find that x for the full course?
No, you'll plug back in. So we set whatever that factor is equal to 0 to get the x, and then you plug back in to the simplified equation. to get the y. And you'll either write it as x comma y, or it will ask you to describe it in limit notation, which we'll get to in a second. Yeah.
Even if it was on the top, if it was x squared, x is 2 squared, and then on the bottom is 1.
Then there's still a hole. There's a 0, but there's a hole. So if it's more, if the multiplicity is higher in the top and you cancel it completely from the bottom, it is a hole. You've eliminated it from the bottom, which means it's a hole. Yep. If not, if it's the other way around, that's when it's not a hole. It's a vertical asymptote, but not a hole. Yeah.
Why'd you put x plus then?
Because like whatever's in that parentheses, it could be x plus or minus. Whatever you cancel out is what you set equal to 0. And that's the x. All right, and then the last thing is all the limit notations. So I could ask you to give me any of these in limit notation, the end behavior, the vertical asymptotes, or the holes. The end behavior comes from your horizontal asymptote. So if it has a horizontal asymptote, first of all, the limit is going to go x to negative infinity, f of x equals whatever. And then the limit as x goes to positive infinity, f of x equals whatever. And it could ask you to describe the end behavior, and you would give both, or it could ask you just one side of it. The test, the end behavior is, so f of x equals the value of your horizontal asymptote, if there is one. So if my horizontal asymptote's at 0, then both of these equal 0. If my horizontal asymptote's at 3, then both of these equal 3. If there's no horizontal asymptote, then you plug in, loosely we say, because you can't physically plug in, negative infinity for the left-hand behavior, and then positive infinity for the right-hand behavior. But we simplify here. Actually, you just do the leading term. Leading terms only. So if I had like f of x equals x to the third minus 2x squared plus 1 over x minus 3, for example. Because the exponent is bigger in the top than the bottom, there's no horizontal asymptote, I would grab just the leading, daisies. I would grab just the leading terms. I ignore everything else, so I would do x to the third over x. I simplify, so I end up with just x squared. So in that scenario, if I plug in a negative infinity, what happens? It goes to positive infinity, right, because you square it, which means the end behavior on the left is going to positive infinity. And then if I plug in positive infinity to find out the right-hand behavior, it squares, it stays positive infinity, so they would both point up. So wait, yeah. So again, end behavior will either be both sides, or it will just give you one side, and you would know just to focus on that one side. Horizontal asymptote wouldn't change. It's the same either side. But if there was no horizontal asymptote, that's where you got to do the infinity. All right, then came the vertical asymptotes. So you'd be describing the vertical asymptote using limit notation. So the limit is going to go towards whatever the value of your vertical asymptote is from the left. And the limit is going to go towards the value of wherever your vertical asymptote is from the right. And then you'll write f of x will either be approaching positive infinity or negative infinity. You just got to figure it out. As it's coming from the right, is it going up? Is it coming from the left? Is it going up? Is it coming from the right? Is it going down? Is it coming from the left? Going down? Whatever. And then the whole. So if you have the coordinates of your whole, whatever your x, y is, that are the coordinates of your whole, you will describe this again coming from both directions. The limit as x approaches, let's say this is an a from the left, and the limit as x approaches a from the right. In both these cases, your answer is going to be the y coordinate of your whole.
Will they be calculated or
No calculator for the quiz.
not? So we won't have to like graph
Is that
this.
X or for the whole?
The whole, it was an x. It is an xy, but I just said let's give it the value of a, so we're not saying x to x.